just when Xander thought the battle for his daughter couldn't get any worse. Gwen comes back, rich, vengeful, and ready to burn everything to the ground. In a twist that no one saw coming, Days of Our Lives is about to unleash an emotional war, not in the courtroom, but in the hearts of three broken people. Gwen is back, and she may just destroy the lives of Sarah and Xander with one devastating move. But what exactly is she planning? And is it revenge, or something even darker? Welcome back to the channel. If you love deep dives into Days of Our Lives, shocking theories, and emotional plot analysis, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a twist in Salem. Let's unravel the tangled web Gwen is about to spin. Gwen Ryachek once vowed that Salem would never see her face again. She was broken, defeated, and desperate to escape the chaos that always seemed to follow her. But now, on July 7th, she makes her explosive return, and she's no longer the same woman who walked away. This time, Gwen is powerful, wealthy, and dangerously unpredictable. In the time since we last saw her, Gwen has been living the high life off the back of Dmitri von Leuschner's fortune, a massive inheritance that she somehow manipulated into her hands. She's spent months traveling across Europe, sipping champagne on yachts, wearing couture in Monaco, and flashing a lifestyle fit for royalty. But beneath the surface of her extravagant adventures was a hunger for unfinished business. And now, that business has led her back to Salem. But make no mistake, Gwen didn't come back to reminisce or to make peace. No, Gwen returns with intent. With a heart that still carries grudges and a mind sharpened by betrayal, she's ready to use her wealth not as a shield, but as a weapon. Her sudden return couldn't be more chillingly timed. As Gwen steps back into Salem, she walks straight into the deepening custody war between her former flame, Xander Kyriakis, and his estranged wife, Sarah Horton. At the heart of it all? Baby Victoria, a child Gwen once thought could have been hers, if life had gone differently. Xander, torn between redemption and desperation, is fighting for 50-50 custody. Meanwhile, Sarah stands firm, determined to protect her daughter from a man who once shattered her world. The tension is already high. The courtroom stakes are already sky high. And then enters Gwen, rich, calculating, and possibly still obsessed with the man who broke her heart. Will Gwen be the spark that turns this custody dispute into a full-blown emotional inferno? Let's pull back the curtain and examine the terrifying possibilities. Xander may have money, he may have grit, but when it comes to custody law, he's still vulnerable. His past mistakes, his criminal history, and his volatile temper paint a picture that no judge will ignore, especially if his opponent has undeniable leverage. That's where Gwen comes in. With Dimitri's millions at her fingertips and zero moral compass to hold her back, she's uniquely positioned to tip the scales, if she chooses to. While Xander might hesitate to cross legal or ethical lines, especially with his daughter's future on the line, Gwen wouldn't think twice. In her mind, fairness is for fools. Survival belongs to the bold. What if Gwen, fueled by resentment and loneliness, decides it's time for Xander to suffer? She could quietly bankroll Sarah's legal campaign, providing her with top-tier attorneys, investigators, and media spin doctors. Or, more dangerously, Gwen could go straight for the jugular, bribing the judge to hand Sarah full custody and leave Xander in the dust. Imagine the courtroom scene. Xander, hopeful and confident, expecting a 50-50 ruling, only to hear the gavel drop with a devastating verdict, full custody to Sarah Horton. And as the realization sinks in, he sees Gwen in the gallery. Calm, smiling, triumphant. That single moment would shatter him. But Gwen wouldn't stop there. Because in her twisted logic, taking away his daughter might actually bring him back to her. She could play the sympathetic savior, the one who understands him, who knows what it feels like to be betrayed. She might offer him a shoulder to cry on, a drink to numb the pain, or even her heart, all over again. This isn't just sabotage. This is psychological warfare. And in the end, Xander may find himself completely alone, his child taken from him, his reputation destroyed, and the only person willing to stay by his side is the very woman who orchestrated it all. That's the kind of chilling, manipulative game Gwen Ryachek was born to play. No matter what Gwen's intentions are, one thing is certain. Her return marks the beginning of a tragedy that could devastate every person involved. Let's start with Sarah. If Gwen secretly backs her custody battle, Sarah might believe she secured full custody of Victoria through strength and maternal devotion alone. She may never realize she's become a puppet in a far more sinister game, manipulated by a woman with her own twisted motives. Imagine the heartbreak when Sarah discovers that her biggest legal victory was actually orchestrated by Gwen, not as a favor, but as part of a personal vendetta to break Xander once and for all. And what about Xander? This is a man who's spent months trying to reform himself, trying to do what's right for his daughter, for Sarah, and for his own fractured soul. He's gone from mercenary to would-be father, only to have it all ripped away. If he loses custody, or worse, if he's cut out of Victoria's life entirely, the emotional blow could be catastrophic. We're talking about a man who has wrestled with violence, guilt, and rage before. A betrayal like this, especially if he uncovers Gwen's involvement, could push him past his breaking point. Would he spiral? Would he retaliate? Or would he sink into isolation, consumed by grief? And finally, Gwen herself. She may believe she's controlling the chessboard, that every move she makes is part of a brilliant strategy. But Salem has a long memory and a short fuse. Those who try to bend fate often find themselves crushed by it. If Gwen's plan goes too far, she may not only lose Xander for good, she could lose everything. Including her freedom. Because in Salem, secrets don't stay buried for long. Let's pull back even further. What if Gwen isn't just driven by old heartbreak or vengeance? What if this custody war is only a small piece of a far larger puzzle? Gwen didn't just return to Salem with money, she returned with power, mystery, and a dangerous calm. So the question is, who's really pulling the strings? Is Gwen acting alone? Or could she be working with someone in the shadows? Could Kristen DiMera, always the schemer, be funding Gwen's plan to manipulate the legal system? Could EJ, with his thirst for leverage and drama, be using Gwen as a distraction while he plays his own DiMera chess game? And what about Dmitry von Leuschner? Gwen claimed to inherit his fortune, but did she truly walk away from that man unscathed? Could she be haunted by his ghost, his legacy, or even secret debts left unpaid? Gwen's timing, her sudden wealth, her cool demeanor, none of it adds up unless she's part of something much bigger than herself. So maybe this isn't just about custody, or revenge, or heartbreak. Maybe this is the first move in a massive power play, one that could shake Salem to its core. And now, it's your turn. What do you think Gwen is really planning? Is she back to destroy Xander once and for all? Or is she secretly hoping to win him back by tearing down his world? Could she be a pawn in someone else's grand scheme? We want to hear every theory, every wild twist you can imagine. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation. And if you're just as hooked as we are, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a single twist in Salem's most explosive storyline yet. Because with Gwen Ryachek back in the game, armed with fortune, secrets, and a shattered heart, the battle over baby Victoria may just be the start of something far more dangerous. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for your next dose of Days of Our Lives drama. Until then, trust no one in Salem.